to a ceasefire.
Mr. President, what's your message to Vladimir Putin?
Mr. Putin, did you underestimate Ukraine? President Putin, will you stop killing civilians? President Putin, how can the U.S. trust your words?
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Let's go.
Sir, can I have you go over here?
Follow Robbie.
Yep. We're still holding for a minute. The driver's here, so.
Throw bars up.
We'll have to come down. We'll stay up until the motorcade leaves.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Thank you very much.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Why should President Trump trust your word now?
Thank you, press. 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 Thank you. Hey, America, let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand Up Alaska. Is our illustrious Aaron Jackson here yet? Aaron Jackson, are you in the house? Well, welcome. Obviously, we're here today to support Ukraine and to send a message to our president that we stand with Ukraine. We do not stand with war criminals, and we do not stand with dictators. So Alaska is the largest state in the United States. We're the only Arctic state making the United States an Arctic country. We only have about 730,000 to 35,000, depending on who's the governor, in our population for the whole state. Anchorage, our largest city, has only about 230,000 people. It is the second most diverse city in the whole country. People are getting excited. We have many Ukrainian refugees settled here. As the farthest western state of the Union, we're often referred to as the last frontier. However, in reality, we're the first frontier of climate change. Climate change caused by fossil fuels and the legacy of extractive economies that view people and land purely as monetary resources. How surreal and how heavy it feels that Trump has called a summit with Putin here in Alaska. We condemn, yes, we condemn the legitimization of war criminals. Russians who came over here to Alaska in 1741 ravaged the people, the land, and the fur and oil-bearing animals. Feeling that they had exhausted the state's resources, they sold the right to occupy Alaska in 1867. If you do not know, there was no just war or fee simple title by Russia. Russia didn't actually own Alaska.
No. Right. No.
It's true.
And they can't have any of our resources.
No, they can't have us. We're not theirs, never have been, never will be. We say that... Ah, there we are. There's my hostess with the mostest. We feel the weight of this meeting here in Anchorage. I want everyone to understand how surreal it feels for us. You don't often hear Russia and U.S. leaders meeting in Alaska. Not only often, I don't know ever. There are a few zealots who are ecstatic, but in reality, it brings a wave of anxiety for most of Alaskans. Russia has been the United States enemy for a very long time. Even now, in the news, Russia was just found hacking our justice system. There is zero mutual respect, only Trump's desire to be an authoritarian leader. The summit is symbolic. First U.S.-hosted meeting since 2007 means that we're in the midst of the global spotlight. Do you know that we have reporters here from not only all over the country, but from all over the world? Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to our great state. Let's be honest. Leaving Zelensky out isn't a minor detail. It wasn't an accident. It is everything. We're talking about Ukraine's fate being discussed with no Ukrainian voices at the table. That feels like a betrayal. It not only feels like a betrayal, it is betrayal. A betrayal of diplomacy and definitely worrying people here and around the world. We can't ignore it. Trump casually announcing, "I'm going to Russia." He doesn't even know or Freudian slip that Alaska is a state in the United States. His last term, he thought so little of us, he only referred to us as the United States Resource Warehouse. Jeez. These kinds of statements underscore how out of touch the president is of Alaska. We're deeply protective of our land and resources. Any idea of granting access to foreign powers, especially Russia, is a violation. Climate change isn't theoretical here, it's daily life. We're experiencing it 4 times faster than anywhere else in the United States. They're talking about opening up the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to mining and drilling for oil and gas. It is the calving grounds on the coastal plain is the calving grounds for the last wild caribou herd in the world. Even in the shade that Trump threw at Denali, saying that he wanted to name it Mount McKinley again. Thankfully, it is the great one. He's only afraid because just a mountain and its grandeur outshadows him for eons. Alaskans pride our state and our communities. We help our neighbors. We value freedom, we value privacy, and rely on the skills and self-sufficient living. In relationship to the land, it's part of who we are, it's part of our identity, and we identify with Ukrainians in the same way, that they have the same values. And we understand what they're going through. We may not be in war ourselves now, but we have seen it in our state. We have been under siege. The Aleutian Islands, when the Russians came through and ravaged the indigenous peoples and the land and the animals, we lost 90% of the population of the Unungan people. We are in solidarity with Ukraine, and I'm thankful for everyone who showed up today to show that. You are seeing a change.
Once again, thank you everyone for being out here today. This is a wonderful event to see everyone here in the park to support Ukraine. In just a few minutes, we're going to start with some guidelines on how to unfurl the flag and just a little speech. So thank you all so much.
Y'all don't really need to hear from me. What? Oh my gosh, this is so tall. Somebody help me. Help me. The little short person. Oh my God, thank you. I've never been good with anything mechanical. Okay, so like you heard, we are here to unfurl one of the largest Ukrainian flags in the world. I can't think of a better FU to Trump anthem, okay? Because Texas might think they have it, but we all know. So, I just wanted to, well, actually, I'm going to close because I think we should get started. I'm excited.
Yeah!
But what I want to make sure everybody does here today is something that we have been doing. Stop. Find somebody close to you that you do not know and tell them thank you for standing up for me today. Introduce yourself.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Ukraine.
These are the people that, when they come for you, these are the people that are going to stand up for you. Right? These are the people that are your friends, your neighbors, and your allies.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the military, but I just...
We need to hold our community.
Oh, thanks. I just have it like a style.
We need to hold our family close, and we need to make new family, right? We need to come together as a community and pick each other up as they try to keep their boots on our neck. folks right here. And I love to see you here. You are amazing. You are the future. And their signs pretty much say everything. The first one says, Alaskans against fascism, and I think we can all agree with that. There's a president right there. This one's going to be president. And the second one says, hate never made America great. Because we all know that love, not hate, makes America great, right? Say it with me. Love, not hate, makes America great. Love, not hate, makes America great. Love, not hate, makes America great. All right, let's do this. Let's do this flag. I am so excited. I can't believe we pulled this together in, 3 days? Y'all rock my socks. Alaskans will get done, okay? Yeah! And when our democracy is under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back! That's right, stand up, fight back!
Thank you, everyone. This flag today here is not just fabric. It is a symbol of freedom, resilience, and unity. Putin and Trump may not see it from the sky, but the world will. And we together stand with Ukraine. I want to extend a very special thank you to United Help Ukraine and to Stand Up Alaska for making this all possible on such short notice. We have this 132 by 65 foot flag that has been flown up from New Jersey on quite a few flights to be at this event today, and thankfully it made it just in time. Now, I would like to get to a few ground rules. Well, really no ground rules. So really the whole goal here is to have the flag off the ground at all times. We're going to be unfurling it at about waist height. And what we'll do is start from the west side over here and move east. And what we'll do in the beginning, those currently at the start line is a few flowers and a peg. We'll pick the flag up and align it out in its short distance and move towards the east side at a very slow pace with people holding on. And please listen to my guidance as we're doing it, as to not damage or destroy the flag. As also, just please make sure it does not touch the ground during this event. If you need any help, please raise your hand and say assist, and I'm sure one of your fellow citizens around you would be able to help you hold that part of the flag. And lastly, we'll keep it open for about 15 minutes. The goal is to have it open around 2 p.m. and get some photos from the north direction, so please have your signs facing this way. And on my mark as well, we will roll the flag up, basically exactly reversing the direction we just did, so from west to, or sorry, excuse me, from east to west. And believe that is it. Glory to Ukraine, and I will pass the mic off to Michelle to say a few more words. Thank you all for being here.
I'd like to thank you all for coming. Can you all hear me? I would like to thank you all for coming. Having personal ties to Ukraine, the war has directly impacted friends and loved ones alike.
Oh, sure. Okay, I'm going to try.
All right, can everyone hear me now? I would like to thank you all for coming. Having personal ties to Ukraine, the war has directly impacted friends and loved ones in mine. I take this opportunity to share my support for them as an American, as an ally, as a friend, family, and as someone who grieves the turmoil and suffering that many have experienced through the war. We are here today in light of a summit being hosted today in Anchorage between American and Russian leadership to discuss an end to the war in Ukraine. We are all gathered for this moment to share a voice that is not at the table today, the voice of the Ukrainian people.
That's right.
For this part of our event today, as we unfurl the flag, we request all participants to support one unified message that represents the Ukrainian community here with us today and around the globe. With the state of affairs domestically and internationally, there's a lot to speak for, and there's a lot we need to stand up for. We kindly ask the voice and the message from the Ukrainian people to speak the loudest today. And that is a call for peace and solidarity with Ukraine. Through the valiant efforts of United Help Ukraine organization, Doug, who was just speaking with us, who made several dozen calls trying to coordinate this in 48 hours, as well as to many local organizations who have helped raise awareness to the community in Anchorage, we have an opportunity to display a powerful emblem. The Ukrainian flag is marked with a blue stripe on the top and yellow on the bottom. The blue represents the sky, often symbolizing freedom, peace, and the vastness of Ukraine. The yellow represents the golden wheat fields, symbolizing prosperity, wealth, and the richness of the land. We can see this every time that we look at the horizon. This land and the sky will always go hand in hand. There would be no sky without land and no land without sky. It's impossible to separate them. The flag here today represents Ukrainian heritage, culture, and people, and now more than ever, it represents their freedom. When I look straight ahead and I see the horizon, I see this symbol. And like the land and sky, Ukraine cannot be torn apart.
That's right.
Glory to Ukraine. We will have Doug come back here momentarily to now discuss the logistics. We will be having folks who will be unfurling the flag, and then we'll also have any folks who have peaceful signs to also show up at the top of the flag, so then that way we'll have a nice layout of people who are holding the flag as well as signage for everyone to see. There will be some photos that are taken up from the buildings over there, so we just want to really create this unified and powerful statement of our support for peace and solidarity. Thank you all so much for being here. It means the world. And now we need to find Doug. Give me 1 second.
I need to find Doug.
Hey, Doug, where are you at?
Doug!
Doug, yell! We're going to send people over.
Excuse me, mind if I get through? Thank you. Excuse me, mind if I get through?
You want to get through?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I mean, I
East side, closest direction towards
just be.
just slowly.
But I think I'm going to be walking.
Tim's got sun parachute in here. Probably get a shot of her in the yellow. Sunflower bottle. She's at the corner.
So you'll want to move either closer to 9th Street or closer to 10th Street, so we have room for the flag to unfurl. Thank you all so much. all signs facing towards the north. We'll get some photos that direction in just a few minutes. Thank you all so much.
Turn your signs around so they face north.
I lived here my whole life, but I don't know my direction. I learned the mountains are east. Well, I'm from the valley, so I'm like, the valley is north.
Folks, gotta back up this way.
I saw your
Nice.
no cigarette.
Step in front of you real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Dan back there.
Folks, do we want to take 2 steps back to get to the end of it?
Everybody here.
No 4, go 6. You got another support.
He said 2 steps. Might be more.
Maybe more.
Might be more.
Maybe more. Definitely more. Steps.
In a minute. In a minute.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
You're good there. All right. All right.
Szanowni Państwo, za moimi plecami widzą Państwo ogromną ukraińską flagę, która została rozpostarta w parku na demonstracji poparcia dla Ukrainy. Pani za mną trzyma transparent o bardzo konkretnej wymowie, nie dla Pana, nie dla Lenina, nie dla poparcie dla Ukrainy. Oczywiście nie chcę tego wystarczyć, które po prostu szczerze popierają Ukrainę. Nie godzi się na mordowanie Ukraińców przez wojska rosyjskie. Nie zgadzają się na politykę Rosji. W ten sposób chcą zagwarantować swoje poparcie dla Ukrainy. Tego rodzaju przekonują jest to, że rzeczywiście kwestia Państwa jest rozumienie, że to jest ona, że często okazuje się, że bardziej najpierw demokratyczny sposób, który powoduje chyba do konserwatywnych i to jest pewien problem, który trzeba będzie się w przyszłości mierzyć. To przecież tej osoby, z którymi
It's like, whoa, I hear my name.
Thank you. Would you like a picture of you with the flag? Where do I need to send it? Or do you want me to take it with your phone? Oh, that is a good picture. You want to check it and see? Thank you. Thank you. It looks good. It's good to meet you. Really nice to see you.
Ukraine! Peace for 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 Ukraine!
Peace for Ukraine!
Is that really an Alpha 7 III? A7 III, the Sony? It's a nice camera.
Because you took my joy away this morning. So.
What did I do?
So that wasn't stressful. I was like, oh, that's such a rough morning. And Merry Christmas.
On the microphone, and then I'll step away so we can all chant together 5 times. So it'll be peace for Ukraine. All right. Peace for Ukraine.
Peace for Ukraine. Peace for Ukraine. Peace for Ukraine. Peace for Ukraine. Peace for Ukraine. Peace for Ukraine.
Glory to Ukraine!
All right. Thank you all for each individual hand that has helped us accomplish what we have here today. Now we will start to refurl the flag from, it'll be furled in on the west side. So
Уважаемый господин президент, дамы и господа, наши переговоры прошли в конструктивной и взаимоуважительной атмосфере, были весьма обстоятельными и полезными. Хотел бы еще раз поблагодарить моего американского коллегу за предложение приехать на Аляску. Вполне логично встретиться именно здесь, ведь наши страны, хоть нас разделяют океаны, на самом деле близкие соседи. И я, когда мы встретились, вот, вышли из самолетов, я так сказал: добрый день, дорогой сосед, очень приятно видеть вас в добром здравии и живым. И по-соседски это очень звучит, по-моему, по-доброму. Нас разделяет только Берингов пролив, да и то, там два острова, между российским и американским островом всего 4 километра. Мы близкие соседи, это факт. Важно также, что с Аляской связана значительная часть общей истории России и США. Многие позитивные события. Так здесь и по сей день сохраняется огромное культурное наследие эпохи Русской Америки. Православные храмы, множество, более 700 географических названий, имеющих русское происхождение. В ходе Второй мировой войны именно на Аляске начиналась легендарная авиамагистраль для поставок боевых самолетов и другой техники по договору Ленд-Лиза. Это был опасный, сложный маршрут над громадными ледяными пространствами, но летчики и специалисты двух стран делали все, чтобы приблизить победу, рисковали, отдавали свои жизни для общей победы. Вот я сейчас только что был в городе Магадане в России, там памятник стоит российским и американским летчикам, и флаг на памятнике российский и американский. И я знаю, что и здесь тоже есть такой же памятник. На военном кладбище всего в нескольких километрах отсюда захоронены советские пилоты, погибшие при выполнении той героической миссии. Признательные американским властям и гражданам за бережное отношение к их памяти. Это выглядит достойно и благородно. Мы всегда будем помнить другие исторические примеры, когда наши страны вместе громили общих врагов в духе боевого товарищества и союзничества, оказывали друг другу помощь и поддержку. Это наследие, уверен, будет нам помогать восстанавливать, выстраивать взаимовыгодные, равноправные связи уже на новом этапе, даже в самых непростых условиях. Как известно, российско-американские встречи в верхах не проводились более 4 лет. Это большой срок. Минувший период был очень непростым для двухсторонних отношений. И, скажем прямо, они скатились до самой низкой точки со времен Холодной войны. И это не идет на пользу ни нашим странам, да, и миру в целом. Очевидно, что рано или поздно нужно было выправлять ситуацию, переходить от конфронтации к диалогу. И в этом плане личная встреча глав двух государств реально назрела, конечно, с условием серьезной и кропотливой подготовки. И такая работа в целом была проделана. У нас с президентом Трампом установились очень хорошие прямые контакты. Мы неоднократно и откровенно разговаривали по телефону. К нам, как известно, в Россию несколько раз приезжал спецпредставитель президента США господин Уитков. Регулярно контактировали наши помощники и главы внешнеполитических ведомств. Как вы хорошо знаете, понимаете, одним из центральных вопросов стала ситуация вокруг Украины. Мы видим стремление администрации США и лично президента Трампа содействовать разрешению украинского конфликта. Его желание вникнуть в суть и понять его истоки. Я не раз говорил, что для России события на Украине связаны с фундаментальными угрозами нашей национальной безопасности. Более того, мы всегда считали и считаем украинский народ, я говорил об этом неоднократно, братским, как это ни странно прозвучит в сегодняшних условиях. У нас одни корни, и все происходящее для нас – это трагедия и тяжелая боль. Поэтому наша страна искренне заинтересована в том, чтобы положить этому конец. Но при этом мы убеждены, что чтобы украинское урегулирование носило устойчивый и долгосрочный характер, должны быть устранены все первопричины кризиса, о которых говорили неоднократно. обеспечен учет всех законных озабоченностей России, восстановлен справедливый баланс в сфере безопасности в Европе и в мире в целом. Я согласен с президентом Трампом, он сегодня говорил об этом, что, безусловно, должна быть обеспечена и безопасность Украины. Конечно, мы готовы над этим работать. Хочется надеяться, что достигнутое нами понимание позволит приблизиться к той цели и откроет дорогу к миру на Украине. Мы рассчитываем, что в Киеве и европейских столицах воспримут все это в конструктивном ключе и не станут чинить никаких препятствий. Не будут предпринимать попыток за счет провокаций или закулисных интриг сорвать намечающийся прогресс. Кстати, с приходом новой администрации США двусторонний товарооборот начал у нас повышаться. Все это носит пока такой символический характер, но все-таки плюс 20%. Я говорю о том, что у нас много интересных направлений для совместной работы. Очевидно, что российско-американское деловое и инвестиционное партнерство имеет огромный потенциал. России и США есть что предложить друг другу в торговле, энергетике, цифровой сфере, высоких технологиях и освоении космоса. Актуальным видится и взаимодействие в Арктике, возобновление межрегиональных контактов, в том числе между нашим Дальним Востоком и американским западным побережьем. В общем, нашим странам важно и нужно перелистнуть страницу и вернуться к сотрудничеству. Символично, что неподалеку на границе России и США, как я уже говорил, проходит так называемая линия перемены дат, где можно буквально перешагнуть из вчера в завтра. И надеюсь, что у нас так и получится в политической сфере. Я хотел бы поблагодарить господина Трампа за совместную работу, за доброжелательный и доверительный тон беседы. Главное, что с обеих сторон был настрой на результат. Мы видим, что президент США имеет четкое представление о том, чего хочет добиться, искренне заботится о процветании своей страны и в то же время проявляет понимание наличия у России своих национальных интересов. Рассчитывает, что сегодняшние договоренности станут опорной точкой не только для решения украинской проблемы, но и положат начало восстановлению деловых, прагматичных отношений между Россией и США. Ну и в завершение хотел бы вот что добавить. Я помню, что в 2022 году, во время последних контактов с прежней администрацией, я тогда пытался убедить своего прежнего американского коллегу в том, что не нужно доводить до ситуации после наступления, которые могут наступить тяжелые последствия в виде боевых действий. И прямо сказал тогда, что это большая ошибка. И вот сегодня мы слышим, когда президент Трамп говорит, что если бы я был президентом, то войны бы не было. Я думаю, что так бы на самом деле и случилось. Я подтверждаю это, потому что в целом у нас с президентом Трампом наладился очень хороший деловой и доверительный контакт, и у меня есть все основания полагать, что, двигаясь по этому пути, мы можем дойти и чем быстрее, тем лучше, до завершения конфликта на Украине. Благодарю вас за внимание.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. That was very profound, and I will say that I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate, and I'll, of course, call up President Zelensky and tell him about today's meeting. It's ultimately up to them. They're going to have to agree with what Marco and Steve and some of the great people from the Trump administration who've come here, Scott and John Radcliffe, thank you very much. But we have some of our really great leaders. They've been doing a phenomenal job. We also have some tremendous Russian business representatives here, and I think, you know, everybody wants to deal with us. We've become the hottest country anywhere in the world in a very short period of time, and we look forward to that. We look forward to dealing. We're going to try and get this over with. We really made some great progress today. I've always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir. We had many tough meetings, good meetings. We were interfered with by the Russia hoax. That made it a little bit tougher to deal with, but he understood it. I think he's probably seen things like that during the course of his career. He's seen it all, but we had to put up with the Russia hoax. He knew it was a hoax, and I knew it was a hoax, but what was done was very criminal. But it made it harder for us to deal as a country in terms of the business and all of the things that we'd like to have dealt with. But we'll have a good chance when this is over. So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there. I would like to thank President Putin and his entire team, whose faces, who I know in many cases, other than that, whose faces I get to see all the time in the newspapers. You're almost as famous as the boss, but especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good, productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop really 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.